What's up, Trophy Hunter? Have you already finished Red Dead Redemption 2 and all 3 versions of GTA 5 and your backlog is empty? And you think you've already played all the PS5 games? Well, I got you covered. With 10 underrated PS5 games you should give a try, including Platinum difficulty and time. We're jumping right into it, and the first game on my list is Tainted Cradle: The Fall of Avalon. It's an open world RPG similar to Skyrim and Oblivion, but with a dark touch. But keep in mind, this isn't a AAA game made by hundreds of people, which is not always bad. Best example, Clair Obscur. The game comes with 61 trophies and offers different difficulties to choose, but keep in mind this game has plenty of missable trophies. If you want all the trophies in the game, currently the best place to find a guide for it is Steam. So if you're looking for a new open world RPG game, check out Tainted Cradle: The Fall of Avalon. So we're jumping to the next game. The next one is Kitsugami: Path of the Goddess. In my opinion, a very unique game. The game combines hack and slash with tower defense. This one is from Capcom, but for some reason this game does not really get much attention. But it definitely would deserve it. The visuals are great and the genre mashup is done right. But it's not all about fighting, you also need to rebuild your village and manage some resources. Trophy wise, the game comes with 48 trophies. Unfortunately, no trophies are missable. The game received a free DLC 2 months ago. The DLC has no trophies. The game is currently $40 and is cross-buy, and the game also supports cross-save, so it would be possible to auto-pop the Platinum from PS4 to PS5. Next game on my list is Blades of Fire, not really prized by the critics, but loved by the gamers. The game is an action RPG with a handcrafted world, and exploring is fun and rewarding, which is a very important thing in my opinion. But I also want to mention that this game is probably not for everyone. The game is currently $55, and if you're unsure if this game is for you, I would recommend wait for a sale. Trophy wise, the game comes with 43 trophies and nothing is really missable because you can free roam and return to all areas after the story. But keep in mind, there is a difficulty related trophy. You need to complete the entire game on Steel difficulty, which is basically hard. And this is not a walk in the park and can be a little bit frustrating sometimes. But overall, I would say this one is a pretty solid action RPG game you should definitely check out. The next game with a very small player base is Alien Rogue Incursion. But I think the reason why not many people have the game is because it requires a VR2. But I have some good news for all the people who don't own a VR2. They will release a non-VR version in September. The downside is it will probably lose a bit of atmosphere. However, so far the VR version did a really good job to catch the atmosphere from the Alien movies. As an Alien fan, you will definitely love this game. If you're not really into the Alien franchise, you probably will have some problems with the game. Trophy-wise, the game comes with 35 trophies and 4 trophies are missable. But it's not really a big deal because you will end up playing through the game several times. One playthrough on easy for getting all the collectibles and at least one playthrough on insane difficulty. So in short, a pretty solid Alien game, especially recommended for Alien fans. The next game on my list is called Ptotale and the Cursed Yoyo. Very underrated and I would say a must play for anyone who loves Metroidvanias or classic Zelda style adventure games. The game is a top-down platform adventure game and is a loving homage to Game Boy Advance classics. The game is $20 and cross-buy between PS4 and PS5, but there is no cross-save. Well, on PSN profiles there are only 12 owners of the PS4 version and only 200 owners of the PS5 version. But if you like this kind of games, don't sleep on it. On Metacritic the game got 87% and user score is 8.1, which is very good. Trophy wise, the game comes with 33 trophies and there's basically only one missable trophy. But no worries, even if you miss the trophy you can unlock it in New Game Plus after 5 minutes. The game also offers some sort of assist mode which lets you change the health and a lot of other stuff. So guys, we are halfway through and the next game on my list is Empire of the Ants. In this game you play as an ant and the highlight is definitely the stunning visuals. The game itself is a mix between exploration, platforming and small scale real-time strategy missions. If you're not really into real-time strategy games, no worries because the game has limited tactical depth. The game is currently $40 in the PSN store. The game has a total of 42 trophies and basically there's only one missable trophy. But this trophy is only missable if you're using the arachnophobia mode. So if you are afraid of spiders, you probably have a problem. So in short, I would say this is the best end game in the PSN store. The next game on my list is called Neva, which is a beautiful and emotionally charged indie gem. It is from the creators of Chris, but compared to Chris, the game introduces double jump, dashing and some light combat. And environment puzzles. The game is $20 in the PSN store and is cross-buy, but the game does not support cross-save. Trophy-wise, this one is an easy and relatively quick platinum game. The game comes with 19 trophies and there are not really any missables. I highly recommend, once you start the game, go through it with a blind playthrough. And for all the collectibles and miscellaneous trophies, you can use chapter select after completing the game. As an old school survival horror fan, I can highly recommend the game Crow Country. The game is $19 and cross-buy between PS4 and PS5, but there is no cross-save. The game does a good job channeling the essence of PS1 era classics like Resident Evil and Silent Hill. Unfortunately, it felt a bit short. Trophy-wise, it's more on the easier side. The game comes with 16 trophies and you probably will end up playing through the game twice. Or maybe 3 times. There are some missables and the hardest trophy in the game is definitely getting an S rank. So overall a very enjoyable but short indie horror gem. The next game on my list is called Pramber. The game pulls you into a darkly enchanting world inspired by Nordic folklore with stunning visuals. The game itself is very linear and is a third-person platforming with puzzles, stealth and boss fights. Each boss fight in the game is really a highlight. This game has also one of the most brutal and weird trophies I've ever encountered in a game. The trophy is called Murderer. You need to stab a specific boss more than 100 times. This is totally sick if you ask me. However, trophy-wise, this is a bit of a challenge. The game comes with 31 trophies and there are some missables. However, the hardest trophy by far is definitely Survivor. You need to complete the entire game without dying. Well, fortunately you can cheat a little bit by using backup saves using the cloud. So the difficulty here is shown with the cloud trick. Without the cloud, it's almost impossible to play through it without dying. The game is currently $30, it's cross-buy but there is no cross-save. But keep in mind the game is very often on sale. So if you're really interested in the game, I recommend put the game on your wishlist. You will definitely not get disappointed by playing this game. If you already have played through It Takes Two and Split Fiction and looking for a new couch co-op game, I can recommend Big Helmet Heroes. The game is a fun action adventure featuring charming characters with oversized helmets. The gameplay combines light combat, exploration and puzzle solving. It's not really a challenging game, so it's perfect to play the game with your child or let's say with your wife, who has probably never touched a controller before. The game is $25 and there's only a PS5 version. Trophy-wise, the game comes with 21 trophies and nothing is really missable because of chapter select. One trophy also requires to complete the game on hard difficulty, but it's not really a big deal. And no worries, you don't need a second player, of course you can do everything solo. And that's it guys, this was my list of 10 underrated PS5 gems. Any other questions, let me know in the comment section below. I hope you found this video useful, thanks for the attention, see you in my next one.